Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 6. Today we're going to be playing as Tokugawa. I'll just show you the quick game setup here. We're going to be playing on deity difficulty, otherwise standard settings, on a continents and islands map with a new world age, a legendary start position, wet rainfall, and low sea level because I like having a bit more land. And we're going to play with monopolies and corporations and secret societies today because I thought that would be fun. I haven't done that kind of game in a long time, and I think it would be the kind of perfect setup to make a Tokugawa run very interesting. Now, we do have a few sort of different ways we could go with Tokugawa, but I kind of like the idea where we go I don't know if we would say no campus, no theater square, but we'll definitely go low campus, low theater square. I have a couple of ideas for this run, and I'm going to explain to you why it's so good here in just 1 second. Not exactly what I would call the greatest start location in human history. At least if we do stay in place, we do have a 2-2 tile, and we can buy a couple of more 2-2 tiles. And also, if we stay in place, we do have the potential for a double trade route city. But the problem is, well, I guess this is okay. This is like 10 GPT in the capital city from just district adjacency. That's kind of crazy. So call me maybe. Now, the thing that we are going to be doing as Japan is taking advantage of the Bakuhan ability, which allows domestic trade routes to provide +1 culture, +1 science, and +2 gold for every specialty district at the destination. That is going to be insane levels of internal trade routes. Basically means we don't need theater squares or campuses, and we can do a lot more with other districts. Now, additionally, cities within 6 tiles of Japan's capitals are 100% loyal, and after researching flight, you receive +1 tourism for every district. So we still are definitely in a tourism-y direction, which is why I included monopolies and corporations, because I thought it would be a bit of fun to include it. But I think in terms of our starting location, this is about as good as we are going to get. So let's go ahead and slap down that capital city. And this is a continents and islands map, so it is worth it to maybe get a scout. I don't see a reason for us to justify going builder first, which I would typically do on a map like this, but I'm going to go warrior first because that lines up with our growth rate, which means we'll finish our population the second we finish the warrior, so we can go for a second city right away. I don't see a reason to go for sailing. I suppose aside from actually getting the harbour out, I guess that's fine. We would like to build on 2 sea resources. We'll have to do a little bit of exploration for that. And there's the Isles of Minerva. We instantly found them. That's amazing. We found Antananarivo, who is honestly a really good city-state, giving us that +2 culture for each great person it has ever earned, up to a total of 30%. So if we earn 15 great people this game, and we're suzerain of Antananarivo, we will get a 30% boost to our culture. Very powerful. More importantly, in my opinion, is we're now getting +1 culture in our capital city, which is a very, very powerful starting bonus. And we also have a governor title available. We could go for a fast Magnus here. Let's have a look here. +1 economic policy slot, and each trade route sent to a city-state awards +1 envoy. I'm kind of tempted by the Isles of Minerva opener because it would allow me to do, when I finish Code of Laws, it would allow me to plug in both God King and urban planning, which I think might be strong enough for my early game to skip over Magnus, at least just for the early game, just for the very, very early phase of the game. Okay, we're exploring the coastline, and while normally I would recommend against exploring the coastline because you're unlikely to find tribal villages, and funny enough, I just find one as I say that, we're scouting for places to settle our first couple of cities. Now, we do have enough gold to buy our second 2 food 2 production tile, which will bring our settler production down from 16 turns to 12 turns, so that's why I did that. Pop over here, grab that tribal village, +1 envoy. We could be suzerain of Antananarivo here very early into the game. Let's go ahead and grab the Elves of Minerva because that is our goal for this game, and we can take God King and urban planning and discipline, so we're well defended against any potential barbs. Why did I go for Elves of Minerva? And I went for the Elves of Minerva because it allows you to build the Gilded Vault building, which is a powerful replacement for the bank. So this will allow me to have 2 trade routes per city in my empire if they're coastal, and I build a commercial hub and a harbour in both of them. And since I get gold, science and culture from internal trade routes as well as production and food, internal trade routes just seemed like the perfect way to develop my empire. Now, it's likely that there is someone else on this landmass with me, which I don't love. I don't love that that's something I'm going to have to deal with. We do now have sailing. We'll get to work on astrology. We have found Taruga. We were not the first person to meet Taruga, so it might have been a waste to spend my envoy that I found in that tribal village, but I wanted to be friends. So we've met Arabia, and they're over here to the east. Let's go ahead and send them a delegation to keep them sweet. That'll boost our relationship with them, so they only have -1 from first impression in total. Right, I'm seeing a lot of coastal here, and I don't see much reason to explore near Egypt, or Arabia rather, so I'm going to make my way back with this warrior. I am seeing a ton of reasons to settle to the north and to the south. Looks like the Great Bath has already been constructed by another player. This is the kind of stuff you expect on Deity, turn 19, Great Bath. It went pretty quickly. We did find another continent, so we could plug in caravanseries. I'm quite happy with what we have. We will get a pantheon relatively quickly. We're at 9 out of 25. So if I'm looking at the quality of the cities that I could settle, this city right here would have a banana tile plus 2 2s. So if I settle here 1, 2, 3, this leaves this city open. 1, 2, 3, which leaves this city open. So yeah, I think I'll settle north along the coast first. And we're going to go for the double settler opener, because we're basically going to produce settlers until we can make harbours and government plazas. Might seem a little bit strange. We do have another trade route available. But yeah, it might seem strange to do the things the way that I'm doing, but it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because the thing that I care about is getting, like, maximizing the yields from those internal trade routes, so rushing towards them totally makes sense. We got a free recon unit, which is actually fantastic in our game position, because we're actually on a large continent. We did not meet Zanzibar first. We definitely want to be suzerain of Zanzibar, because they give us access to another, 12 amenities across our empire, as well as a huge capacity for gold income from our markets and lighthouses. So hopefully we are going to be fighting for the heart of Zanzibar. I'll attack this barb camp once and then spend my time healing. I'm going to wait one turn with this scout because I want to see what this territory here looks like. If there's room for another city here, or if there isn't, I might kind of pop around and change the way I'm going to settle. So that's 1, 2, 3. There is room for another city here, so I'm happily going to settle in place on this hill, and we will work a banana as our first tile. And we do have the potential for tea here. Let's open with monuments. Early culture is very, very valuable in Civilization 6 because we want to get to political philosophy as fast as possible. There's a lot of really key things in the culture tree. Very, very early into the game, your empire scales amazingly well off of the cards that you can find. So it really is super valuable to get yourself boosted up in the very, very early stages of the game. Another thing we might want to do is potentially, we might not get a golden age this game, is what I was thinking there. We might want to, I was going to say we could potentially build a galley if we wanted to get a golden age, but we might not be able to pull that off. Our era score is just a little bit too low at the moment. There's astrology. We never found a natural wonder, which doesn't feel good when you go for an early astrology build. Now, in a perfect, like, compacting my cities together build, I would settle right here. But the problem is I would kill that fish, and I need to improve 2 fish basically next. That's like the next thing I need to do. So I think we might hold off on that. Might start buying my way out to this fish, and then we'll get a builder after the settler, and then we'll get a monument, because that will allow me to improve 2 sea resources and get celestial navigation faster, which gets me my harbours quicker. So the build is all kind of, you can see the way the build is pointing. Everything is aligned. Everything is pointing in a very, very unidimensional way. Omnidirectional? You know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. You're picking up what I'm putting down. Another barb camp appeared over here in the east. I will go ahead and try to clear that. There's Crater Lake. If only we had found that a few turns sooner. Crater Lake, probably not an amazing one. I mean, 5 faith tile isn't terrible. If you find this in your capital city, it basically means a turn 5 pantheon, which I think could be a worthwhile thing if you go for the settler pantheon. But anything beyond that, I don't think it's worth it. Maybe builder pantheon. Let's go ahead and take the promotion here. We'll clear the barb camp next turn, and I want to scout around. I want to know what's going on in my local area. I want to know if there's any hot singles, in my local area. Okay, now we have to kill the barb camp because we don't want to deal with this horseman. Thankfully, nobody has unlocked horses yet, so this is still only a 20 strength barb camp, and we do get the full cash reward for killing the barb camp, which is quite nice. And we also got unlocked the vampire boys, so we just need to get this scout to feck off and for it to not scout me, which I think is working. All right, he took a good beating, but he did survive. There's the boost towards bronze working, which is quite nice. We can get a pantheon. Normally I would go for fishing boat pantheon, but I actually don't have that many fish boats in this game, so I might want to consider a different pantheon. One that might be good here is actually City Patron Goddess. That's a 25% boost towards my harbours. I could get my harbours up nice and quick. I could also, maybe going for a free builder would have been a good move this game as well. It would mean I wouldn't have had to build a builder. I think though, we're not going for religion this game, although this is a civ that could arguably go for a reasonable religion. I think for the sake of playing thematically, I will just go for Fishboat Pantheon, even though I don't have very good Fishboat options. We do have a normal age, which I think is fine. Our potential for a golden age, unfortunately, is basically non-existent, unless I were to buy my government and go for a galley like immediately. No, I would need another 14 era score. It's not happening. Not the current game state. Which is unfortunate because I would really like a golden age. But I think the really important one is the second golden age. A classical golden age, not a big deal if you miss it. It's a big deal in multiplayer, but in single player, it's not that big of a deal. If I was playing on online speed, I would have a different opinion about that. But we're playing on standard speed. See, the rules of the game are slightly different depending on the speed and the type of game you're playing. So that's just something you have to keep in mind. Okay, there's masonry boosted, irrigation boosted, and we can clear this. Boom. A good job clearing that. You go ahead and head west. You're doing a little exploring. So we actually have some pretty good coastline. I would like to get down here and to eat up this peninsula to block out Arabia from settling towards me, which is why I'm looking forward to early empire. Go ahead and buy this fishing tile. I'm really hopeful that there isn't a galley in the area. That's one big problem when you play with barbs, is it's likely there's galleys in the area. I'm going to go ahead and take colonization so that I can build settlers faster when I decide to. You go ahead and hit there. That'll get them a level. We can choose our civic. If I take mysticism, I could take suzerainty. I could get +1 science per turn if I take mysticism for 9 turns of research. Nah, I think we go for state workforce and political philosophy. We head in that direction. That just makes sense for me. Now, going for an early Magnus play here does eventually make sense. Unfortunately, I don't have a good capital, but I think if I look at my tiles, I've got a lot of jungle. It's a lot of jungle. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to make Magnus work. Maybe I would be better off just getting the early Pingala. Magnus does feel like he fits my build better, particularly with surplus logistics and provision. I'm going to take Magnus, pop him into Shizuoka, and I'll try to get like a builder or two in here. There's a couple of woods that I can chop to make settlers from. I forgot how much I hate the builder lens mode. I understand why some people like it. It just absolutely is not for me. But now that's a 3 food, 1 production, 1 gold tile, which is very, very workable. Very workable. Oh, of course, all the fishing boats are out here where I can't reach them. Lovely. You love to see it. We got our monument in Shizuoka. If I invest in a builder, I could probably chop out a couple of settlers with that builder. So that's going to be the plan. Make sure that we have 3 woods tiles that we can chop builders for using. Or chop settlers using, rather. I'm going to save killing this barb camp for next era, because I want the era score in the next era, not this era. There's no chance of getting a golden age, not with 13 points to go and 1 turn left in the era. Second fishing boat, there's celestial navigation boosted. We'd like to see it. And of course you had to spawn a warrior right as I was about to kill you. Yeah, thank you very much. +1 era score from hitting celestial navigation. We clear this barb camp, that should be another 3, perfect, and 30 gold in the bank. Let's make sure we go to every city now that we have celestial navigation and place the harbours that we have planned. The reason we place the harbours is to lock in their current cheap price. I think the obvious thing for me to take here is free inquiry, because I can get a lot of era score just from doing Eureka's, and I can do a couple of Eureka's this game. So let's use our overflow science to get animal husbandry. It's good to reveal horses. Horses are improved tiles. They can be very valuable. You can sell them to the AI. I'd also like to get irrigation because I'd like to sell that to the AI. Got a lot of luxuries, amenities I need to improve, things I could sell. We are getting like giga tiles here in the capital city. I do like to see horses right there. I am going to go ahead and buy that tile and then immediately improve it, because that's the thing I can sell to the AI. There's craftsmanship boosted, all the boosts working. Now, who do I want to own that tile? I think it's okay for Fukuoka to own that tile. It's like a pretty good tile for that city. It gives the city pretty good tempo, right? It gets it into the game nice and early. I'm feeling pretty bad about this position. You are in defensible terrain and you're fortified, so you at least have high combat strength, but I don't like that the barbs are really hammering home on you. Right, let's get the harbours up. Now, we don't necessarily want to get the lighthouses up, but we definitely want to get the harbours up. And we also need to think about how we're going to make use of the government plaza in this central area to maximize our yield. So I'm thinking like something like this, right? We're going to go ahead and put an aqueduct there, a dam here, and then naturally a +6 industrial zone, right? That fits perfectly with our plans. Then almost certainly the government plaza is going here, hopefully built in Tokyo. I'll put the diplomatic quarter here, just because it needs to go somewhere and it's best to put it next to the city centre and I don't want to crush the deer tile. So the highest priority districts are the Diplo Quarter, the harbour, the government plaza and the commercial hub. Those are the things that we're like trying to get online to maximise the total yields that trade routes sent to our capital city will provide. Speaking of trade routes sent to our capital city, can we buy a trader? I would like to start selling resources to potentially get that trade route up. My warrior just barely survived over here. I'm very happy about that. I'm going to move him off the coastline so any like random quads rolling by won't just kill him. Germany is unhappy with me, which I don't love. He has horsemen out. Oh right, I should totally show yields and hood ribbon. Yeah, Germany could totally kill me right now. He doesn't seem to be moving towards me though, which is good news. God, I don't know. I think they fixed the AI. Oh my God. Jesus. We should be able to catch up though. We should be fine. It is the slow sieve that penetrates the shield. Right, nice. In Fukuoka, we got our monument. Let's get our harbour. We have irrigation now. So a builder to get tea, coffee online would be good. It's not a priority though. Their state workforce, that'll be something we want to build relatively early. So we're going to need to get bronze working. Let's get started on mining and head straight to bronze working. Another governor title, surplus logistics would be ideal, but I'm going to appoint Pingala in the capital because we're a little bit behind on that. We shall leave things as they are. Right, you pop in here. We will start chopping out settlers from Shizuoka. Right, we have a harbour in the capital, which means we are relatively in a good spot. We're making good gold. The thing to make would probably be a lighthouse. It would be nice to crank out a quick builder because we do have a couple of luxury tiles to improve, which would be worth a lot of money to sell to the AI. And the lighthouse would allow us to grow to be able to build the government plaza. So I think that's all pretty good and important. Okay, I can sell my horses for 57 gold. Nobody really cares about diplomatic favor, so I'm going to go ahead and buy Diplo favor while it's like super cheap. And then I can sell it to Arabia for a bunch of upfront gold. Use that to buy myself a trader in Fukuoka. Send that trader to Tokyo. That'll get my harbour finished faster. It'll get my lighthouse faster, get me my next trader. And so the snowball is beginning. It would be so tempting to steal this settler, but the problem is it would end my empire if I took that settler. But I think staying in place here is blocking him at least. So anything I can do to get free damage on my enemies is just absolutely the right move. So if I send this settler to Tokyo, I get 1 food, 2 production, 2 gold, 1 science, and 1 culture. It's an amazing trade route this early into the game. We did have a relatively shit start. So let me have a think about this. This chop should get about half that settler. Yeah, okay. We'll do another chop next turn. We should be able to chop out two settlers from that city relatively easily. Chop and then use the overflow to get another settler. Surprised by how little overflow seemed to have gone there, but I guess it is technically a low pop city. And while I would love to block Arabia down here in the south, I think it's far more valuable for me to get good cities sooner rather than like try to control the space. It does look like I'm blocking him here. No. Okay. Maybe. I'm going to stay in place because that might be where he wants to settle. Autocracy is quite good here in my opinion. It gives me extra yields. But also Classical Republic does give me amenities right now. It's a pretty damn good economic situation to be in, to be able to have this much bonus yields this early into the game. So you have really, really good government situation. It's just like other areas of my empire are kind of struggling. So we have political philosophy. The next step would probably to be head towards mysticism to get extra envoys. I am blocking him. This is where he wants to settle. Okay, perfect. So we forced a suboptimal settle from the AI's point of view. And we also managed to get bronze working, which will give us access to iron, which will, down the road, lead to our unique unit. So we definitely want to get hold of commercial hubs fairly early here. And we want to get to banks fairly early too. There's mysticism giving us +1 envoy. I'm going to quickly swap in Diplomatic League to get double envoys from sending the first one to Taruga. I really just want that +1 science per turn. It's going to accumulate quite well in our empire. And now it would be nice to head towards defensive tactics, but I will quickly stop off for military tradition so that my units can get flanking and support combat bonuses. There's our first harbour with 4 or higher adjacency. Very nice. Let's go ahead and get those lighthouses up. Let's get this city settled. Perfect. We're up to 4 cities now. I feel pretty good on 4 cities on turn 60. Usually you want to get about 10, a city out every 10 turns. But I think we're making okay city pace, considering we're making good time to feudalism. Right, this builder exists to get me things that will boost my empire, or I can sell to the AI. So there's just a line of tiles here that I'm going to straight up improve. Quite sad if Zanzibar dies, but I will live with it. There's a chop, there's a second settler. We'll go ahead and settle here. You go ahead and get ready on that harbour. Trying to have a look at what cities have good chops. Probably the best city for chops is the city I'm about to settle. So I might move Magnus over there, we'll see. But yeah, I think the big thing now is to get our government plaza down. So we'll go ahead and place it. We don't need to build it just yet, but placing it is fine. They actually raised Zanzibar, which makes me very uncomfortable. I don't know why they would raise it. I don't know. I feel like this just didn't feel logical. And it kind of completely screws me this game. So technically the AI made a really good move, but I don't know if the AI made a really good move because it was like, if it knew it was doing something really good. Do you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't think the AI knew it was doing like a really useful thing. I think it was just doing random crap. Yeah, let's go ahead and pop the harbour down there. Perfect, but we will finish the monument first because the monument is more important. That early culture is just way too powerful. Now, Antananarivo literally just upgraded its entire army to swordsmen, which is amazing. We're making 26 gold per turn, and that will only get better as time goes on. And we can finally start getting industries and monopolies, and we're working on the diplomatic quarter. We do need to get our capital to 7 pop, but that'll happen with the lighthouse, hopefully. There's our next city. Perfect. Nagoya. Go for the monument in here. I might quickly go ahead and research masonry. This will be a city to chop out walls in, honestly. Apologies, I will look elsewhere to settle. I don't want to piss him off. I want to stay friendly with my neighbours as long as possible. The longer I can keep them sweet, the less military I have to build. The less military I have to build, the more I can invest in my economy. Very simple, very straightforward calculus. Okay, the battle with Antananarivo is going. Thankfully, Antananarivo has walls at least, so it'll Germany will have a slightly harder time breaking them. I guess the other city-state had walls too, so I don't know if that really is true, actually. Regardless, our lighthouses are starting to finish, so we'll soon have more trade routes up. Oh my god, Antananarivo collapsed. Like, just completely collapsed. They had like 7 swordsmen, and now they're all dead. I guess I'll hold on to my envoy since that city-state's about to die. Oh, you mother. I have to buy a galley here. Have to. I was hoping to save it for later era score, but I guess now's as good as a time as any to deal with this barb galley. I need to protect my harbours, especially harbours that are already finished. Now the annoying thing about that is I was about to go ahead and buy more trade routes. Because I was literally just about to finish a holy site. Or sorry, not a holy site, a lighthouse. Yeah, let me have a little bit of a think about where we want to go next. If I built the commercial hub, that's worth era score. It's also worth a lot of gold. Not as much gold as it was when Zanzibar was alive. Or I could go ahead and start making more settlers. I think I make more settlers. Once I have my harbours, I want to fill out my land. The sooner I get I think if you're going to go for more settlers, it's a really good idea to get them early. Jesus. It's looking grim. it's looking grim. Oh no. Oh man. Germany just going crazy, right? They've got man at arms. Oh, it's looking grim. It's looking real grim. All right. I guess this is just a note. Well, I guess Germany has +7 combat strength against city-states. Right, yeah, that's what they're doing. Right, we'll buy a trader in Shizuoka to send to the capital. We're building the government plaza to get those better internal trade routes. I'm genuinely terrified of what Germany might do to me. They're up to 83 science. They decided to hold on to Antananarivo, which might actually work in my favor if they fail to get a golden age. Let's continue to send these internal trade routes, ideally to Tokyo. That'll shave 4 turns off the lighthouse and give me a decent amount of science and culture. Now, if Germany declares war on me, I actually just straight up lose this game, and I will probably never post it. But I don't think Germany hates me enough to declare war. I think he dislikes me, but doesn't hate me. And living in that grey zone is actually the plan. Which is like, he doesn't love me. Oh, we're dead. We're fucking dead. Oh no. Wait, give me some money. Okay, buy spearman. Bring back warrior. Research. Ironworking. Don't do it, Germany. How did he sneak around? Where did he come from? Where did the galley come from? Oh my god. I'm hoping that my great admiral baits this galley. Fuck, that's actually devastating. I didn't know they could come from this way. So you're going to go ahead and park yourself right there on that hill. Can I sell anything? If I sell, how many? Yeah, you can afford about 20 Diplo favors, so give me everything you've got. We'll get archery as well. Just keep buying spearmen and try to fill my continent with them. If I can bring my combat strength up just enough to kill the occasional horseman, we're in good shape. We did manage to bait this guy. Let's take out colonization and instead plug in discipline. We can fight the barb slightly better. You get that kill. You fortify. You bait that galley. You stay fortified. Nagoya is in bad shape. That's okay. It's only 3 turns until we have swordsman and then samurai. We'll take connoisseur for the extra culture. I'll put a point into Ayutthaya. Can I snag any easy yoinky pillages? Maybe. Okay, perfect. He's wasting attacks. Stay fortified there. Come this way. You'll become a thingy in a turn or two. See if we can't build ourselves a slinger to be upgraded into an archer. Appoint Victor in Nagoya for +5 combat strength in that city. Killed my trader, that's okay, I can live with that. Block this catapult from getting any closer. You step into Nagoya to become a swordsman next turn. You're becoming a swordsman next turn as well. You killed there, saved the harbour. Did a great job there. Go ahead and turn this guy into a fleet. That'll get me some era score, nice. Alright, they're going for Shizuoka. More like Shizuoka. Step here. Become a swordsman. Can I sell anything to Arabia? Arabia has no money. I need another couple of turns of money here. Fortunately, that horseman is promoted with caparison, so there's not much I can do against him. If I can get the galley into Shizuoka, that will give the city a huge combat strength boost. Ooh, that horse just landed in the water. That's a big deal, actually. That's a dead horse. Kill that warrior. You advance this way. Spearman forward. Spearman to here. Slinger waits a turn to become an archer. Let's get more archers. That's going to be the key to the defense. The thing though, I hate this though. I hate getting caught in a big long war because it absolutely shreks my early game. Make a warrior. It'll become a samurai. I suppose there is a scenario here in which I counterattack and kill Germany with samurai if I can survive the next turn or two. So all I have to do, I don't need to kill this catapult, I just need to get rid of these 2 horses so that this city isn't under threat. Unfortunately, that means potentially sacrificing my really strong galley here to get hit by this catapult. But I am willing to do that. This catapult's in really bad shape now. It's completely surrounded. Let's go for free inquiry again. Didn't manage to snag the Golden Age, just partially because I'm at war. Now, the really good news for me is Germany has not built walls. So there's a potential here for a really strong counterattack. Let's see what he does. So he continues to attack Shizuoka, but he has nothing in the area that can do damage. It would be quite nice if I got lowered grievances for counterattacking here. And if military units were cheaper to make with production. That would open up a lot of options for me to go ahead and counterattack. Oh, Germany. Germany. The silly Germans. Can I get this kill? So I need to control this tile, these 3 tiles here to prevent the city from being captured. So you're going to step here and control that tile. Go ahead and continue to make things like archers. Maybe it would be good to get a 1-turn warrior actually. We have a really strong gold line that we can turn into samurai. Can we pillage that? I would like to. Okay, those are knights. Far scarier than things we fought before. He could kill you here. You need to get into the city. Unfortunately, spearmen just don't cut it against knights. The combat strength difference is just far too high. Now in defensive terrain, they can do okay. They can tank them pretty hard, but I don't need to tank. I need to go on the offensive. Nice, we got a good old pillage here. Managed to blow up his library and prevent the university from finishing. Let's blow up the campus too. Let's make sure we kill this catapult and otherwise just completely control this river. Alright, excellent. Job done. Mission completed. We're well defended. Samurai in 4. Mainz has finished its walls, but it doesn't matter. We already pillaged the campus in here, so mission accomplished. Oh, there's a scout down here to the south. So we're just playing defense until this knight decides to do something. Major flood. There's machinery boosted. We can claim another great... You can give a promotion to a naval unit. We don't need that promotion. We got a spearman in the capital. Let's work on a swordsman. That'll turn into a samurai. We could advance on the knight. I'm not going to. Not for another turn or two, because my people need to heal up. This is partially why as well. He really wants the city of Shizuoka. He can't have it though. He definitely can't have it. Engineering and feudalism, so I could turn you into a samurai, which I will do. It's +4 era score. And you're not really able to fight off these guys yet, but you're close. We'll have the galley between these 2 cities so he can respond to either threat. Push our units forward slightly so that multiple ones can control multiple tiles. And next would be nice to get mercenaries to be able to upgrade units cheaply. The thing is, I'm getting kind of screwed here. I don't need discipline. What I need is conscription. I don't need God King. What I need is strategos. I can't plug in 2. I think I need to switch to oligarchy here. As much as I would like to not, I need to get conscription, I need to get strategos, and I need to get feudal contract here to be able to produce a military and survive. Start making more samurai in a turn. You can go ahead and build me traders. Traders are how I get back into things, because a couple of my traders got pillaged, which is devastating, by the way. The damage that did to my economy. 1, 2... Can we close the noose around this knight? He might get a promotion, but that's not okay. Go ahead and finish that lighthouse. We really need the trade. Get that trader. Get an archer here so you have 2 shots to shoot. I'm never piecing out Germany. That's just something I've just realised. Emotionally, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Not after he did me dirty like this. Arabia forward settling as well. Really crap city though, so that's totally fine by me. Okay, potential kill. Come on, samurai. Nice, okay. His military strength is dwindling. Gotta keep my warriors alive because these are potential samurai. No one wants to buy horses. Anyone want to buy Diplo favor? Do you want to buy just like a few? It's actually really good for me. This knight decided to step forward, so that's another knight kill. That's massive. We can take the tortoise promotion. So now my samurai are basically immune to range damage. This one is at least. I think we can start to press him. Probably use a combination of samurai and catapults. What I would really like to be doing is building builders. So I'm going to take out caravanseries and plug in serfdom. And in 1 or 2 of these cities, I'm going to get started on builders. Like for example, Nagoya. Nagoya should definitely be a builder city. I'm going to move Magnus there and leave Victor in Shizuoka because that seems to be his target. I will fight for Ayutthaya. And by cancelling his suzerainty, that hurts his culture. Alright, we do a little settling. Monument. The city won't do anything for a very long time. Unfortunately. I'm sorry, I'll look for elsewhere to settle. My spearmen can tank 1 shot from these men-at-arms, which is all they need to do. Take the garrison promotion on my archers. Might not seem like the best one, but it gives me the best defense. Can you sneak up north and maybe find some pillages? I'm hoping that scout can do that job. Okay, potential kill here. Can you get a little bit more flanking bonus to secure the kill? Nice. His military score is still strong, but it is dwindling. We got our lighthouse in here. Go ahead and get those traders up. The traders are one of the most important things in the game for me right now because they're the only thing that keep me in the game. It's really unfortunate that he managed to get a couple of pillages on them. Really messes up my early game. If I can take Antananarivo, we'll be in good shape. Good news, we can start shelling the city from this location. Looks like he's still attacking from the north of Shizuoka. It's an interesting strategy. Go ahead and trade with Tokyo. Now my internal trade routes are starting to look pretty good. God, this is just like every time I try to play like a peaceful, maximize my situation game, I get screwed by the AI. And like the AI gets like an absolutely monstrous start. We need to hit the city now before it can get its walls up. Right, I've got a scout deep in enemy territory, and I'm hoping that pays off. There's no guarantees in war. There is always hope, and samurai are really, really good at hitting cities, so I'm hoping that I can keep that up. We might be able to get that iron pillage. The walls. Professional army, plug that in. Can upgrade you in the near future. Right, I need you to fortify there for a turn. If you tank 2 shots, you'll level. Pillage that. Turn this into a samurai. City's under siege, so it won't recover health. We can still blast it down. We've catapults en route. We broke Ayuthia suzerainty again. You just farm an era score from that one. It's time to start harvesting. I should really end this episode, but I'm so engaged I don't want to. Because everything rests on a few very key moments here about what I can and can't do. Oh shoot, did I ever get a battering ram? I didn't. Harvest this, out comes a builder. The locusting of Nagoya is beginning. Which should mean a swarm of builders. At some point in here, we should definitely get ourselves a commercial hub. It would be nice to get pikemen, that's an upgraded unit. It'd be nice to get crossbows, that's another upgraded unit. The thing that we need though is gold, where these pillages come in real handy. Well, there's a first crossbowman that we can swap out here. Okay, I traded a scout for a mine pillage. I think I would take that deal. Let's put the catapult in charge of the city. Let's keep on hammering, like James Cameron. Alright, you just need to tank. How much damage did you take? Let me have a look at my rumors. Right, we chop here, immediately grab the commercial hub. We'll chop that out to get it done ASAP. And then we'll go back. Well, I should probably chop out 2 more builders before I go for the commercial hub. But if I can get the commercial hub in here, it's another trade route. It's another boost. Do I need to continue to produce units? No, what I need is gold to supply my army and settlers to expand my empire. He wants peace now. No, fuck you. Not a chance. What are you talking? Peace. Yeah, okay, buddy. Catapult. You move there, you shoot, you move there, you shoot, upgrade. It says major defeat, but you're on a farm, so it's kind of a safe attack. We'll wait a turn for a couple of these. God, you've no idea how satisfying it is to tell the AI to go fuck themselves after they just ruined your early game. God, it feels good. Right, let's blast the city. Shoot, 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 shoot. City's health is now low enough for me to do a storm. Storm of steel. Antananarivo has fallen. We can keep it or liberate it. I think we keep it. We need the production from it in the long run. It's not going to help our war effort right now, but in the long run it will. We need to think about... we're never getting a medieval era great general, are we? No. We need to think about trebuchet and pikemen. So we'll go for pikemen into trebuchet. And the counterattack has begun. I hate the city of Ulm. I might raise it. Why wouldn't you just settle there instead? Why wouldn't you just settle there? It's a better city. It's coastal. Why wouldn't you settle coastally? Why would you settle Ulm here? I'm going to kill Ulm. I have to kill Ulm. I have no choice. It's such a bad city that it offends me. Right, let's take our time to heal up our units. It'll take a few turns. But we can start moving some units on Ulm. Boom. We do a little chopping. We do a little improvement. Trade with Tokyo. Good, good, good. Chop here. There's the trade route potentially up soon. Let's go ahead and build that market. We'll maybe do like another chop in here and then maybe consider moving Magnus over to Shizuoka and move all these spare builder charges over so we can maybe get out some settlers. We're working some unimproved tiles here. We'll try to get them to be improved. Yoink, a free builder. We're starting to get value from this war. Chop here. You move there. You move there to defend. You're mining. That's the city of Nagoya chopped out. We're going to go ahead and chop out Shizuoka next. My culture is looking quite healthy. Despite the fact that my science is behind. But here's the thing, I can catch up on science pretty easily, just from war. And I think this is as good a place as any to leave you for the first episode. I didn't get the isolationist start that I was hoping for, but I did get a very interesting defensive war start. And like, why couldn't I have Arabia as my neighbour, who has literally no army at all? I had to get Germany, the one empire in the game that's completely popped off, over 100 science per turn, has ridiculous like giga armies, and I'm going up against them with like samurai and catapults, trying to scrounge together a war plan. At the very least, it wasn't the kind of eco game I wanted to play, but it was a very scrappy, it was a very fun game, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next time. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.